Before we begin, a disclaimer: the voice you're hearing is AI. I chose it because my own voice isn't particularly beautiful, but the words and the thoughts behind them were written by a person of flesh and bone. I am a guide. I live and work in Berlin. I am a human talking to you through this digital mask to ask a question that haunts this place. What is Germany? Or rather, where is Germany, symbolically speaking? I remember a beer tour I led in Friedrichshain, in the heart of the former East Berlin. Later, a guest left a review. She liked the tour, but complained that the first brewery didn't serve German beer. She was upset because the staff were international and the music was British rock. She only stopped short of complaining that the guide was South American. She expected a stereotypical, manufactured experience: a waiter in lederhosen, a brass band, and a pure Germanic atmosphere. She wanted a postcard. But I was showing her a city. In this walk, I want to deconstruct these ideas by walking through Neukölln and Kreuzberg, neighborhoods often accused by nationalists of being a non-Germany. A Bavarian politician once said, "Deutschland ist nicht Kreuzberg." Germany is something else, he implied. So, what is it? The images in the tourist's head, Oktoberfest, alpine costumes, are geographically displaced. Those markers belong to the south. Berlin was never Bavaria. The city was colonized by Slavic tribes, and its historic beer, the Berliner Weisse, is sour and acidic, closer to Belgian lambics than the lagers people imagine as typically German. Friedrichshain, where that tour took place, was the capital of the GDR, East Germany. It was a state that announced itself as a new Germany, resurrected from ruins, breaking with the feudal and Nazi past. In the East, they didn't celebrate Oktoberfest. It was seen as a relic of the conservative, monarchist South. Expecting that in Berlin is like visiting a jazz club in Manhattan and being upset that no one is wearing a cowboy hat. Even the Nazis struggled with their own imagery. There is a famous photo of Hitler in lederhosen from the 1920s. During the regime, that photo was censored. Why? Because it projected a provincial, rural aura that didn't fit the modernist strength and uniformity of the Aryan race. So, what is more German? The bucolic peasant in the Alps, or the cold, tailored uniformity of the SS? Is Germany the field of cows, or the extermination camps in the Polish countryside? Both are German realities. One is the dream of a lost purity, the other is the nightmare of a sterilized modern efficiency. I dislike it when guides call Berlin the least German city in Germany. This phrase assumes a purity ranking, the Bio-Deutsch. But this is a fiction. It's a racialist logic that sees people as plants fixed to a soil. If we follow this, we must exclude the Slavs, the Jews, the French Huguenots, the Poles, and the Turks who built Berlin. In the early 20th century, it was said that no Berliner was born in Berlin. People aren't plants. They don't have roots, they have feet. If Germany isn't a race, perhaps it is a linguistic phenomenon. But even here, the ground is unstable. Before the empire, Prussia opened its doors to French Huguenots. At one point, 20% of Berlin's population spoke French. Frederick the Great wrote his poetry in French, looking down on German as coarse. It was a Jewish Prussian philosopher, Moses Mendelssohn, who had to remind the king that the German language was a vessel of lyrical beauty. The Germanness of the language was a project of cultivation, not a natural birthright. Nietzsche said Germans intoxicate themselves with beer and Christianity. But the poet Heinrich Heine feared that once the cross fell, the old Germanic tribal lust for battle would strike like lightning. Where does the German spirit truly reside? In the pagan forest or in the filing cabinet? There is a gap between the tribal warrior fueled by Odin's cry and the modern, indifferent clerk with a rubber stamp. The tragedy of the 20th century was the technical alignment of these forces. Max Weber warned us of the administrative massacre, where the irrational urge for battle is organized with the detachment and coldness of the bureaucrat, where violence is no longer a passion, but a documented, sterilized process. Germany is not a plant. It is a historical event. Germany is Kreuzberg. Germany is Bavaria. It is the Vietnamese community, the Prussian kings, and the vegan restaurants of today. It is a diversity of phenomena that are often incoherent. So liberate Germany from the prison of the postcard. A political community is not an eternal soil. It is a living history, open to new possibilities. Thank you for walking with me. Stop doing checklists. Start seeing. Welcome to the Existential Travel Agency.